Weekend as the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ices on the mic, energy, it's good light. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse that's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. The CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune it in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's good light. Weekend as the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ices on the mic, energy, it's good light. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse that's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. The CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. We're live here at Newport and Levee right before Bengals now. So if you're not here, which not a lot of people are here, hurry up, get here. We're gonna have some fun. We got Cam Taylor-Britt's gonna be on Bengals now, and DJ Turner's gonna be on. But between now and then, if you have not went to Midwest Best Barbecue, why the hell not? Get over there, get you some BB wings, some wings, some funk. They're all delicious. Tell him, Nicole, I sent you. Also, the show is brought to you by Meyer Window and Doors. Check them out at www.meyercincinnati.com for all your window and door needs. And my Westside Pete's. Go check out Hail Mary's, your ticket to the game. We have free parking, beer specials, food trucks, and a big-ass TV screen. Now, we were last night at Moreline Lager House for our first live show we did. I'm going to have 3 of them now. I'll tell you about the third one here in a second. But come next Tuesday, we're live at Moreline Lager House every Tuesday from 6 to 8. The happy hour is extended from 3 to 9. What that means is $5 drink, house wines, well drinks, and $2 off appetizers, along with their prime rib Tuesdays, which is $29.95. It's a great deal. So make sure you guys check out Moreline Lager House each and every Tuesday. And this Sunday will be live again at the Mercedes-Benz of Fort Mitchell at Moreline Lager House. A pregame experience is 3 hours before the show. It's the best banks. You get an open bar, people. Open bar is 2 of the greatest words in the English language. What that means, you can get mixed drinks. You can get beer. You can get more lager beer. You can get all kinds of stuff, all along with a great food spread for only $75. So again, It's Mercedes-Benz of Fort Mitchell at Moron Lager House, the pregame experience. Go to Moron Lager House, all their social media pages or mine, and check it out. Now, the one I got to tell you, I have the gravity, but I just got to set it up. Next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday, I'll be live at Millions Cafe right there at Lookout Square. It's another show. That one's at 6:30 to 7:30. So I know you say the show's live every day at 5:30. It's just live in the afternoon. Make sure you subscribe. That way you know when the show is going to be and where it's going to be at. What's up to everybody in chat? We got Shooter in there. We got Brad in there. Tony Blazin and Brad's in again. And Brad, yes, I agree. The Bengals need to make a trade, but I don't think they will. I don't think they will either. I hope they will. That would be tremendous. But let's get to my guest for this evening. He's from across the pond. He's a huge Bengals fan. He's had the time of his life. I think you should just move here, Tom. But he is Tom from the UK. He's a Bengals fan. What's up, Tom? What's going on, brother?
Who day from the UK?
Who day? So how has your I think you've been here almost 2 weeks now, right?
Yeah, nearly 2 weeks. Yeah, about 12 days.
Closer.
Yeah.
There you go.
About 12 days.
Yeah. And you have got, I mean, he's like, seriously, he put a spreadsheet together of all the restaurants and everything that he wanted to go check out. And some of the stuff I've never even been to. What's been the highlights so far of your trip here?
I just people. I think everywhere we've gone, we've made friends. When we've been here from before, we've built up relationships. We've got friends. It's meeting people again, trying new bars, new restaurants. Everywhere we go is just amazing, and everyone's been super kind.
Well, he says, Brad says I'm echoing, so I'm trying to fix that feedback there. You don't hear me echoing? All right, well, I'm on the right thing, so I know it's not that. Now, how many times have you ate knockback gnats?
Last night was my third, probably tomorrow will be my fourth. I have a bit of a wing addiction for knockback gnats.
That's a good addiction to have. I have one of those too. I like them. Is it the best wings you've ever had?
Yeah. And I'm a.
What's your go-to sauce?
I like the bourbon pineapple.
Ooh, I have not tried that because knockback gnats. They're downtown. I don't get downtown very often. At least if I go, it's down to the banks. But I have got to try that one. I've had them and they are delicious.
They're good. Yeah, I've had wings from loads of places in Cincy. I love wings, but yeah, knockbacks are the best. Yeah.
So what like I know you've walked everywhere. So I mean, which is it's ridiculous the places you've walked because I don't walk anywhere. But what like sights, sounds? What's the coolest place you've got the?
I'll tell you where it was cool. The museum in is it Devu Park?
Devu Park. Yeah.
There's a museum there at the moment until February. They have a history of the Bengals.
I didn't even know they had that till you posted that.
Yeah, man. There's so much history in a tiny little room, and they've got stuff from like the early 1900s, like 1918, before the Bengals were the Bengals, and they've got like all the leather helmets from like Paul Brown days. They've got all sorts there. It's really good.
That's awesome. Now, I know you've been asked this question a lot, but sitting here, what made you become a Bengals fan?
Chad Johnson.
Ocho Cinco, baby.
Yeah. So I was getting into the sport. In English, I played rugby most of my life,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
rugby's crazy.
So I like the physical sports,
right?
And I went to university. I was starting to get interested in the NFL. We had Johnson. We had who's my favorite player, and that team were just fun.
Yeah,
and they were cool to be around. And we understood that. Yeah, it was a bit of a dark time during the 90s, but that's when they started becoming.
They started turning around. Yeah,
and you think, well, okay, well, I'll jump on. And being as most Bengal fans are, we like quite loyal, and I've been a fan for over 20 years now. Yeah,
that's awesome. And let's just get into the season here. It has not gone anywhere close to the way we want. But the crazy thing is that everybody always gets irritated with me because I'm always optimistic. I always try to look at, what could happen. But the thing is, if the Bengals win on Sunday and they beat the Ratbirds on Thursday, they're back in this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still 1-1 in the division. It's going to be November before we play our third division game.
The thing is, though, the thing that sits with me is we've got quite an easy schedule this year.
We thought we did.
Well, we thought we did.
Right.
But say we do win 7 out of the 9 games that we need. Do we have the confidence that we'll make any noise in the playoffs?
I don't see. The thing is, I don't know. I can't answer that, but I do know this, that they They lost both these games, but they played with the Ravens. They played with the Chiefs. I know they lost both of them, but they were there. And it's crazy. It's in those games, it's 1 or 2 plays. And like Joe was saying last night, we could be 5-2 instead of 4-5 or 4-6 or whatever.
Yeah, woulda, shoulda, coulda. No, we're not there.
Right.
And the record is the record.
Right.
And as nice as it would be, like, apart from the Eagles game, all of the other games were
we
one
were in
score.
Them.
They're one-score games. Even the wins were one-score games. It's close.
Right. That's what's so frustrating about Sunday is I knew it'd be a close game, but that second half was just god awful.
Yeah,
it was hard to watch.
It was, and we got ourselves in the hole. We turned the ball over. Well, we missed the field goal. That's essentially a turnover.
Yeah.
We gave them
right in the middle of the field. Yeah,
good field position. Yeah. We then didn't convert on downs. Then we turned the ball over another 2. That's 4 turnovers.
Right.
And the Eagles are a good team, and I'd say on paper fairly similar to the Bengals, but if you give them 4 more possessions than what you've got, because when the game started, we marched down, great drive.
First half, we looked great.
10-minute drive. And then they answered, but they answered with 3. We were just like, okay, fine. I'll trade 7 for 3.
Yeah, all the time.
And then it just kind of went. We took bigger risks because we were falling behind. We needed to gain possessions. The bigger the risks, the more we turned it over, and it just spiraled. And the Eagles just did what they wanted against us. And
I mean,
it was what it was. And
I
don't know what the answer is.
I don't either.
The thing is, you after a loss like that, I think everyone, if we'd won, everyone's like, yeah, cool, we're back on track. Yeah.
Right.
But after that loss, it was like, we're not as good as we thought we were. And all of a sudden, you think, well, but now what happens if we blow out the Raiders? Do we then suddenly feel confident again?
I don't. But
where do you stand? If you then beat the Ravens, if
they win the next 2, I'll feel more confident. But still,
but then
they were 1-4 at one point.
But you go back to last year. It was iffy during the season. We managed to get ourselves back on track. We lost Joe Burrow, but we still nearly made the playoffs.
Right.
But then, were we confident then that is the standard just to make the playoffs and see what happens? Because at the moment, it feels like
to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that should be the standard.
Right.
And I think for many years, I mean, as crushing as the 2015 loss against the Steelers was, we look back on that. We look back and go, oh, that's horrible. We made all of a sudden, it was like, that just seems so insignificant. Why were we so content on just trying to get to the playoffs and win a playoff game as if that was
because we had won one since 1991.
Yeah.
So
but that shouldn't be the.
No.
There is more to football.
Yes.
We have the potential to win a Super Bowl, and that should be our standard. Like Joey B said, that's the expectation. We win Super Bowls. So if we're limping into the wild card round just because other teams managed to lose and we had an easy schedule, even though we had the hard games, I don't know where we stand.
Yeah, it's a very this is a consistently inconsistent team this year, and that's been the one thing that has been consistent. I mean, the other thing that really stuck out to me against the Eagles game was we got no pressure on the quarterback whatsoever. Trey Hendrickson went against Fred Johnson, who couldn't even be the tackle for us. And there were some one-on-one instances, and Trey still couldn't get there.
But that scares me because it shows how much we rely on one player. You look at the Chiefs. Trey dominated that game. He was our defense. He caused so much havoc that helped CTB get the interception. Everything else came from him. Well, that means we're one injury away from losing Trey. And then we have nothing. Like, I have no confidence in the defense.
That's why
if Trey goes down.
And
he's getting older as well. We have games like last Sunday where he'll just fall off, and you expect Sam Hubbard, you expect BJ Hill to step up. And it's not happening at the moment.
Well, that's where to what Brad said, and this is where I'm hoping they do something. The Bengals need to make a trade, but I don't think they will. I've been tooting the horn to go get Max Crosby. I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think the Raiders are going to trade him. But get somebody. I mean, the Chiefs just picked up. I can't remember who they picked up. First round pick. I'll give a 6th round pick for him.
The problem is with this team, because we don't know what team we are. We don't know if we're the team that nearly beat the Ravens, the team that nearly beat the Chiefs, or are we the team that lost to the Patriots? Are we the team that got hammered by the Eagles? Because we don't know, we're coming up to the trade deadline, and we need to make a decision. Are we buyers or are we sellers? And should we be selling Trey? Should we be selling T? or should we be buying one or two key pieces to get us over the hump? And I don't think we're in either position. So I think we'll just stay at a level. We're not going to do either of those things. I think we're just going to stay put.
Unfortunately, that's probably the most likely thing to happen.
Because, but I don't think anyone knows what this team is. Are we a good team or are we a terrible team? We've shown both,
right?
But our record
is what it is.
Team. Yeah,
I mean, like Bill Parr says, your record is what you are, and right now we're not a very good team.
No.
I mean, and I don't, like you said, I don't know what the answer is. It's very frustrating because I believe in this talent that they have. I mean, I said in the offseason, I wish they would have re-signed DJ Reader. I wish it would have got a little more depth on the offensive line, like backup players, and a little more depth just in different areas.
The thing is, if you're going to lose someone like Reader, you need to replace him with someone younger who has the potential to become a DJ Reader.
He's hard to replace. That's the thing.
But you're replacing him with Rankins. Well, where's Rankins been this season?
Right.
You don't see him. You don't notice him. In which case, get a flashy draft pick, but actually start and give him time to develop. Because at the moment, we're letting all the veterans start, like Von Bell, things like that. They should be the ones taking the young talent under their wing, and the young talent should be yes, they're going to make mistakes. We don't expect them to be perfect, but it gives them the valuable snaps.
Right.
Talk about season, and we don't start all our starters because they're valuable snaps and things like that. Well, we're not starting anyone, and they're not getting the snaps they need, especially if the season is going south. We should just cut bait with the veterans and just focus on the youth, because we're on paper we're one of the young.
We don't know if the season is actually going south.
We don't know.
That's where you're in that weird position there. Like I just said, if they win Sunday and they beat the Ravens, which is a big if the way they're playing, but they could do it, and if they do that, we're back in it, and then.
But by then the trade deadline is passed,
right? So that's where
we don't know where we are,
right?
And all of the other teams that are making the moves, the buyers, are the Chiefs, all the good teams, and the Ravens, and the ones that go, okay, we're going to make those extra moves. You look at the Rams when they beat us in the Super Bowl. They picked up Von Miller, they picked up OBJ, and it's all these extra pieces. And even if they don't contribute much, one or two snaps can make a difference. You see how many plays. If one play goes differently, even in this season, like you don't get a call, or what if that field goal wasn't dropped on the snap? One play can affect the game, can affect the season. You look back 2 years ago or 3 years ago when we made the AFC Championship. You trace it back to week 1 where Zach Taylor didn't challenge the Jamar Chase touchdown, which was a touchdown.
Right.
So we lost to them. That if that was a win, we were then competing for home field advantage in the playoffs. Do we then have a much better chance because we've had a week's rest? We had a bye. It's such fine margins in the NFL.
It is. It's one play at a time. This play can change your entire season.
But the problem is, this season we always seem to be on the wrong side of those one plays.
Well, the ball has not bounced our way at all, and the calls have not gone our way, and they haven't made the plays either. That's the thing.
And even in our recent losing seasons, you look at it, how many one-score games we have. If you halved the amount of one-score games and flip them the other way because of those odd bounces or how it goes,
right?
All of a sudden you've gained 4 or 5 wins.
Exactly.
It's a big difference.
That's what's crazy about it, and that's the thing too. That's where I go back. Where say they turn us around and they start playing like we think they can, and the plays start going our way, we can get back in this. That's where it goes back. I don't know if we're a good team. I don't know if we're a bad team. I don't know where we're at. I want to believe my heart of hearts that we're a good team. Like I said, I've seen them do it. And what was really disappointing is the way they played Sunday. That was the first one where I'm like, we're not good. We didn't play good.
No, because even when you look at like the Washington game, it was back and forth and back and forth. Eagles were marching down the field. We were marching down the field to begin the game.
Right.
And you think, okay, this is going to be like a Washington game.
Right.
We lost to Washington, and you go, fair play. It just went back and forth, and they had the ball
at the end to win it. Right. And then they made the play to win it. Right.
But the Eagles, it started that way, and then they just went.
You got the missed field goal. You got and I don't have a problem with Zach going for the fourth down. I don't. I like that call. I just don't like the play. I would rather that play be beyond the 6. And I go back to this. So kind of I was trying to say last night. I understand why you do that. If Yoshivas makes the block, then Jamar probably has a shot at making it. And that's where that comes back to where they're consistently inconsistent. They're missing plays. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
like as a fan, I don't have the answers. I'm not
No.
paid. I'm not
I'm just a
paid
fan.
to
I have
come up
no
with the
idea.
answers. That's not my job. I'm here to cheer.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
I'm just a dumbass with a podcast, so I don't know.
You look at the coaches and you go, well, the coaches aren't missing tackles. The coaches
Right.
aren't dropping holds on the field
Mhm.
goal.
Right.
The coaches aren't doing these things. But at the same time, the coaches are in charge of what personnel are on the field. And if these people are making these mistakes, then we need different people.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I like it that Burton got out there, but I think we also saw why Burton hasn't been playing. 'Cause that route where Joe threw a back shoulder and he went deep.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what you hear rumors of. He doesn't know the route tree. He doesn't know the
routes,
playbook.
right.
But do you then just give him a Chris Henry role where just run straight? And
At this point,
like
you
a
might
John
have
Ross?
to, which
No.
he can beat him.
You look at John Ross. You weren't asking much from him,
Right.
but it stretches the field, and God knows we need that. Certainly for the run game, we don't want
Absolutely.
them to crowd the box. And it's the run game. No one's scared of us. No one thinks we're
No.
going to run it
Mm-mm.
because we're not able. You saying you like the call, you like the fact that we went for it on 4th and 1, but why not QB sneak it? Because it's an 85%
Yeah.
chance
I mean,
to play.
Me
And-
and Mrs.
but
Ice
why-
say this all the time.
but-
Just quarterback sneaking. You need 1 yard. Just
But
push
the
forward.
silly thing is, okay, you're not confident to get that yard because
Right.
they're a good defense. Well, you had 3rd and 1.
Mhm.
Do QB sneak on 3rd and 1. Get half a yard.
Right. Get
Then
closer.
Then
Right.
do it again.
Right.
There were
that-
options
because
there
third
that
down-
were safer.
Third down, you usually know your play call. You usually know if they're going to go
Yeah.
for on 4th down.
Or, you know what? We got Joey B.
Right.
Throw it
Throw
long.
the damn
just,
ball.
Just literally go for the kill shot.
Right.
Just go for it. While they're focused on the run or the short.
And that's
But we're not doing that. We're throwing short of the sticks,
Mhm.
getting blown. Everyone in the stadium knew it was going there. So their defense knew.
Mhm.
It's
and that's the thing is with the hole that they're in. That's where I'm hoping Zach and the coach says just go, screw it. What do we have to lose?
Yeah.
Because you're right now you're not going to the playoffs right now. Just take your shots.
I think as a fan, what we get frustrated with is the coaches. Every week, you can guarantee what they're going to say. Okay, we need to be better. Yes, I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to be better. Well, week 1, they did the same play with Yoshi, short of the sticks, on the
Right.
4th down,
Yep.
and got blown up, and then we lost the game. So you're showing me that
You're
you
gonna do the
haven't
same thing.
you,
You haven't
you
learned.
haven't learned from
Right.
it, but you're telling me that you're going to learn from it. You're going to get better. Well, how long is this going to take? Because we're running out of games
Yeah.
we can lose.
It's kind of like Marvin Lewis says, I see better than I hear.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll find out. Like I said, hopefully they turn things around. If they don't, I'm gonna be start doing draft shows here in December, which I really don't want to do
No.
at all. I'll be talking a lot of Bearcat basketball, which I am looking forward to Bearcat basketball. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but
I love the Bengals and I
But
want
we're
them to do
Bengals
good.
fans, and whilst the season's on, I mean, as a sports fan, even in the UK, I don't follow football. All of my eggs are in a Bengals
Yeah,
basket.
but your eggs are orange and black.
Yeah. So literally, if they suck, that's me for like another 9 months. It's,
Yeah, now what? Well, now what am I
yeah,
gonna do?
Well, I'd live through them.
Now, one thing I want to give you a shout out. 'Cause I know you got your own shirt. Is that one of your shirts that you made there?
Yeah. So this is a FTS designs.
F the Steelers.
Yeah, F the Steelers designs, and it features tigers attacking steel workers.
I appreciate that. I like
yeah.
that.
But yeah, I mean, I sell them, but I don't make much profit from.
What's the website? People can buy them at?
if you look up FTS Designs on Twitter, that'll have all the links to the shop.
FTS designs. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And I don't really do it to make much profit. I do it to spread hatred of the Steelers, which
I
I think
appreciate
is,
that.
which is more important. And
I hate the Steelers. Steelers
yeah.
suck.
yeah, oh god, even
The
yeah.
colors are ugly. Their uniforms
they're
are ugly.
Yeah,
The city's ugly. You ever been there
the fans
before?
are ugly. No, what
You
would
don't.
I?
You don't want to go there. It's
Why?
not very
Yeah.
good. I've been there.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
want to
very
catch
good.
anything. Yeah,
Don't catch anything.
yeah. And, like literally, like I'm 4,000 miles away, and I have this intense hatred of the Steelers, and as should everyone. And
Exactly.
even my kid said, "Hey, Dad, are wasps the same colors as the Steelers, so everyone knows they should hate them?" And it was like,
Exactly.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
Hey, I'm glad to know you raise your son up right. That's
yeah,
good.
I think it's important.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
Exactly. All right, so you're here for a couple more days. Well, you got anything left on your bucket list here that you want to go see?
So I think tomorrow I might hit up the Sign Museum. I've heard
Cool.
a lot of people in Cincy have said, "Oh, I've never been," but
I've never been there.
It's meant to be really good.
Yeah.
And I come from a design background. Things like that interest me.
Yeah.
And then from there, I can go up to the north side, hit a few bars, get some wings,
Get some more wings,
and then come back in time for practice, hopefully. So
There you
yeah,
go.
we'll see.
So have you been watching practice from the bridge?
I did briefly today, and then security came all the way over from the stadium.
Oh, yeah, you can't take
to me.
pictures.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
say to ask, did I take any pictures, and if so, delete them.
You have me to thank for that. I'm the reason they do that.
Yeah.
And you guys know it too if you're watching. You know I'm the reason.
They
They keep telling me I shoot out the reason. I'm like, you used to let everybody take pictures every time.
Yeah, no, they had a picture. They had a picture of you on the bridge with a line.
Wanted strawberry ice.
Yeah.
He cannot come on the bridge anymore. Exactly.
Yeah.
We found him.
Yeah. But yeah, I was impressed at the lengths and how far they travelled to come and stop me from taking pictures. They
yeah.
And well, but that goes down to coaching. If opposition teams can work out from these tiny little specks, like if they can get an advantage of that, that's probably the least of our worries.
So I gotta tell you, this is a funny story. So back in 2020 COVID, I went up there. And I'm like, you know what? I think everybody would like to watch practice. So I took my iPad up there and I turned on YouTube and everything. And I'm shooting it. I got a camera stand and everything, shooting it right down the field. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, people like to watch it. So the security comes up there and goes, so what you doing? Oh, no, I'm just watching practice. What are you doing with the camera? Oh, it's on YouTube. Oh, yeah, we're going to need you to take that down. I said, really? Why? He goes, well, other teams will watch practice and you're recording stuff that we won't let the media watch.
Yeah, no, we bumped
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, we bumped into Bill Belichick.
Exactly. He had a camera on his hat.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah. But no, it's cool because I went to practice where the players cross over, and
I tell everybody the best time to get autographs is after practice.
After practice, yeah. So they come over, and a lot of them just want to get back, get changed,
get done, get the hell out.
As soon as they hear that British accent, they're like, man,
where from?
It's like, come on, okay, I'll come meet you. So yeah, no, it's cool meeting a lot of the players, and yeah.
So how many different pictures have you gotten with the players?
Quite a lot. I think last week I met 18 players, including Joey B. He was a big one.
You only met 18?
Yeah, I've met about 9 or 10 today.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
So who other than Joe Burrow, who is your favorite player on the team? Or is Joe Burrow your favorite player?
Well, obviously, yeah. I think Joe Burrow is, but it's some of the underrated ones that don't get enough love that I really like Eric Hall.
Yeah.
I think
he's a number one tight end now.
Underrated.
Yes.
He, use of a better word, he does it all. He's a good all rounder.
Exactly.
So he's really cool. I like Ryan Rico. He's
a nice guy too.
He has connections to the UK. He used to live in the UK for a bit.
Really?
He was on the Bengals UK podcast last week.
Okay.
So he came over and he's super funny and he was great.
That's awesome.
He was excited. So and I think a lot of the fans like the fact that they've got fans 4,000 miles away. My kids watch the games, and there's a lot of us.
That's cool.
You go to the meetups in the UK, and
let's just talk a little bit about. I asked Paul last night, but I'll ask your perspective of Bengals UK, the podcast, the group, what you guys do in the UK, and what you do when you come over here.
Yeah, so certainly through Twitter and other social media is like Houday_UK,
right?
And it's basically got the mission of. It's not even creating fans in the UK because those fans exist.
Right.
It's become almost like a beacon so all the fans can get together and combine. Mm-hmm. And what's nice is like you look at other fan groups in the UK, and you might have say Broncos Europe and Broncos UK and Broncos. Within the UK, there's just one, and I think it works well that way because we're united, we're passionate. We do meetups, and people will fly from Scotland.
I was going to ask you, how far out do people come to your meetups?
So we've had meetups, and people come from up north in like Manchester, like that, or as far as Scotland. They'll come down to our meetup. Our Super Bowl party we hired an entire bar in London, and we had 350 fans.
All Bengals fans?
Oh yeah,
wow.
all Bengals fans.
That's
it was
awesome.
Exclusive Bengals fans over 3 floors, just wall to wall Bengals fans, and it was great. And
you invite me, I need to come to one of these.
Yeah. Oh, you'd love it, man.
We're going to England, all right? I'm just saying, we're going.
And a couple of weeks ago, we celebrated our 10-year anniversary.
That's awesome.
So we treated it like a birthday party. So we had party game. So we pinned the suit on Deshaun Watson.
You showed me pictures of that.
Yeah.
So they actually had pinned the lawsuit on Deshaun Watson. That was freaking hilarious.
So, we had a big poster. We had little labels with lawsuit, and and we had blindfold, and they had to stick it on them. And one woman was like, "Oh, I need to get these private parts." We're like, that's what got them in this situation.
That is one. We might need to do that at one of my live shows.
Or we played Pass the Parcel, or as one of the fans said, as Zach calls it, Run the Parcel.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, it was good. We had a cake. We had a live stream with Corey Dillon, video messages from like Zach Taylor, Teddy Karras.
Awesome.
And that was really fun. And it's nice to be around fans that feel the same way as you.
Right. So how many former Bengals, I think, Paul, or you were telling me Ken Anderson showed up there to one of your events, right?
Yeah. So when the Bengals came over for the London games back in 2016 and 2019, so like the NFL will assign you effectively like the official fan pub for that weekend for your fans. So it kind of gives somewhere for all the fans to go. So our pub is right on Trafalgar Square called the Admiralty.
Okay.
We
so that's official Bengals pub
when they come over. Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah.
So we had like it inside. It has like a big balcony. So we had like Ken Anderson. He was giving out drinks tokens to everyone. So everyone's like, "Yeah, I got a pint from Ken Anderson," and he was like throwing merch off the balcony at us. We were catching us, and literally the last hat that he threw got intercepted by the chandelier in the middle of the pub. So
anybody climb up there to get it?
Oh yeah, of course they did. Yeah.
We're not leaving it up there.
I mean, this hat I'm wearing now, I caught from Ken Anderson.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool.
I caught a pass from Ken Anderson, so that's claim to fame. Yeah.
That's a bucket list thing right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But
that's awesome.
and even like whilst they were there, apparently Kevin Huber just rocks up at the pub.
Yeah.
Like whilst he was
what's
playing.
up, guys?
Yeah,
I'm Kevin.
And this was while he was playing as well. So and he was just like, alcohol doesn't apply to us because we're special team. I mean, you look at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's out there watching it, right?
So special team is the rules don't apply.
Yeah.
So I mean, which is maybe why Evan keeps missing these kicks.
People keep asking me if I'm worried about it. I'm like, I'm not or concerned. I'm like, I hate that question because to me it means like Joe's like I'd bring kickers in now though, which I wouldn't do that. I still believe Evan is good. I think he's just gotta he's done it.
That talent's not gone away.
Right. That's a great way to put it. The talent hasn't gone away.
It's not like he's aged.
Right.
He was young to start with.
Yeah.
He's got many years left. But it does raise the question. You think, right, what is Evan McPherson good at that other kickers aren't in the league? And his ability to long range field goal. He's missed the last 3 over 50.
Yeah.
And that's his strength.
Right.
Kickers are a dozen that can kick from 40, 48.
Right.
And that should we be worried?
Well, I don't see. That's where I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't do what Joe said and bring kickers in, which they're not going to do. They just signed Evan.
No.
That's not going to happen. But I honestly, it seems to me, it's something is off. The holding's off. Something's off. I don't know what
Cal Adamitis problem. Is it a Ryan Rico problem?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something in that process is not working out like it has been.
But the problem is that's going to affect your play calling.
Oh, absolutely.
The criticism the coaches get a lot is the play calling that they call. Well, you get to the 50-yard line, you get halfway. Normally it's like, okay, offense has stalled.
Evan,
let's just get free. Let's keep it going.
Right.
Which other teams can't do because they haven't got that caliber of kicker.
Right.
Well, now we get there. You've got Ryan Rico who's killing
hell of a punter.
Yeah. Do you then trust it to him?
Right.
Get Tyson Anderson to stop it at the 1.
Yeah.
Are your odds
hopefully Tyson Anderson will make a Pro Bowl this year for special teams.
Yeah.
He's been playing awesome.
Yeah. But it's all these unsung heroes that need to step up as well. But then what happens? You stop them on the 1. But if the defense plays like they played on Sunday,
it doesn't
matter. They're going to march at 99 yards and score anyway.
And
they've eaten up all the clock, so you have no answer. So what are you going to do?
That's your thing right there. You're asking what do the coaches do? And that's where I think the problem is what they've been able to, as far as Evan goes, what they've been able to count on, they can't. Now, what they've had, the funny thing is, what we haven't been consistent in is our punting game. We're consistent this year, so you might want to flip it right now until Evan proves that he can hit it again.
But we've had 2 games this season where we haven't had a single punt.
Right.
So you've got a good punter.
If you don't
have the opportunities, or are losing, that
Yeah.
you can't punt because you're having to go for it.
Right.
What do you do?
That's the whole conundrum is what, how do you fit? And I only NFL player that I talk to on a consistent basis is Corey Dillon. And Corey just said, and people roll their eyes when you say this, but he's like, they just got to play better, which, to your point, the talent didn't go away. These guys are
But then
talented
why
players.
are they not playing better? Because
that I can't answer.
if you make it to the NFL, and that's what I don't get when they say, oh, so and so's relative was sick and stuff, so he's going to put that bit of extra effort in. You're an NFL player. You should be at 100 the whole time. There should be nothing left.
Right.
That's not already being used.
I'm not an NFL player. I can't answer that.
If you, by all counts, should be playing your best as it is.
Right.
How can you get better if you're already? Why are you not playing your best then? That's the question.
I kind of asked Corey that. I said, do you have games where you just come out flat? He's like, yeah. I was like, how? He goes, it just happens. And he goes, he couldn't really explain it. And as fans, we were like, we'd love to go, play the NFL and get paid to do that. But it's just like everybody else. Sometimes you just have bad stretches at work or whatever. I think. Yeah. I can't explain it.
But why are we having those? Yeah, fair enough. You might come out flat one game.
Yeah, but why is it so consistent? Yeah,
we've had enough. We've had enough games now where we're doing that every week.
They should be fixing stuff.
Yeah, every week the press conference is the same. We must get better. We're going to look at the film. We'll get better.
Exactly.
Well, be better now. Be the best.
Yeah, exactly.
You have training camp. You have preseason. You have plenty of opportunities. Why are you using the first 4 games of a season just to test things out? And that's, for me, I think the Bengals' strength in past seasons has been Lou Anarumo, second half. We were a second team. He adjustments. Joe Burrow scans the field. He sees what he wants to see. Second half, he comes out. He attacks it. Second half of seasons, we come out. We attack it.
Right.
But I think we possibly dug ourselves in too much of a hole this year.
We might have. I mean, put it this way: these next 2 weeks are going to be huge. And if you got to lose these next 2, it's over.
Yeah,
but they got a shot.
But then what do we do? Should we then just say,
well,
right, we'll focus on you? Yeah.
Well, you start playing the younger guys.
Yeah,
that's what you need to do. You need to try to find that out.
But at the same time, there's getting the balance of the veterans.
Right.
Von Bell's not going to be around.
No.
After.
Which, I still don't think signing Von Bell was a bad idea because the guy is so damn cheap.
But that's what I mean. He's the veteran president. You've got a young team who's going to absorb all this information from Von Bell. So you need to get them on the field whilst Von Bell's here to guide them.
Right.
Because otherwise he's going to go off, and then you're stuck with young, inexperienced players who have no one to guide them.
And the interesting thing, we were banging the drum to get Jordan Battle to play more. And Lou came out and said, well, he came in and wasn't doing the things that he needed to do to get on the field and such things like that. Well, he started playing. We saw last week, he gave up a pretty big touchdown on us. Yeah. So it's kind of like, all right, well, but then maybe Lou knows what he's talking about, but Battle should have been ready. Or what he wasn't doing, I don't know.
But then you look at the film, Von Bell has also given up touchdowns this season. So is it not better to go with the youth to get those mistakes, to get those learning environments and learning experiences where they can then get better, as they say. Whereas you get someone like Von Bell, there's not much more of a sitting. You know where his sitting is. And it's not as high as the younger guys.
Yeah,
I would rather start a younger
guy.
Was
playing better last year.
Yeah, you look at Cam Taylor-Britt. He's had some superb breakups this season. He's also got burnt. Yeah. He reminds me of like Eli Apple on the Super Bowl run. I don't mind them getting burnt if they make plays,
right?
Because if they get that turnover, that's huge.
It's fine.
And you look at past good teams. You look at the 03 team, the 15 team, the 2020 team,
right?
The defense was the difference maker because
absolutely the defense is the reason we went to the AFC Championship game back to back games.
Like some of them weren't great defenses, but they were great.
They're opportunistic.
They were great at getting turnovers. Yep. And when you've got Joe Burrow, the more opportunities you can give Joe Burrow, you're going to win more than you lose. A lot more.
And that was a problem on Sunday is we couldn't get in the second half. We couldn't get the Eagles off the field.
We lost the turnover battle.
Oh yeah,
what 4-0?
Yeah, and then when they got the ball, we couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole problem with the second half. We could not stop them at all.
You give any team 4 turnovers, and they're going to win. And it wasn't even close.
Exactly. So I just let everybody know we are live down here at Newport on Levee. We're getting ready for Bengals now. You see behind me, they're getting loud over here. You're awful quiet. I mean, gonna get hyped up. But anyway, come on down here. It's gonna be a great time. They got Cam Taylor Britt and DJ Turner, right? All right. So that's who's gonna be their guest tonight. So come on down. It'll be a great time. We have a lot of fun down here. You gotta be loud and crazy, okay? So this is a fun show down here. So make sure you guys get down there. If you haven't been down here, I'd suggest come now if you can. Let's be a great time. All right. So Tom, with that being said, where are you? Are you? Sorry if I'm wrong on this. Are you part of the UK podcast as well, or is it just Paul?
Paul does the podcast with his co-host Nathan.
Okay, yeah.
But there's kind of a committee of us that run Bengals UK, but Paul is
Paul's the man, right?
He puts in so much work.
Oh yeah,
he's a absolute
what do you think that when do you guys start talking draft? Are you going to be waiting until like the next? What happens next 2 weeks? Because that's kind of where I'm at. Next 2 weeks is determined.
It depends. I mean, within our group, we've got some guys that are really good at analyzing college tape.
Right.
Like know who the good players. They've probably started already.
Oh yeah. Well, I got Dale. Dale watches it all the time.
Yeah, and we got Dockers. We've got all sorts. We've got a whole cohort of people who are draft experts, and it's great because they can tell us what we need to know, because there's a big college following over in the UK, but it's not for everyone.
Do you have a college team that you follow?
No,
just the
because
Bengals?
Literally, like I say, Bengals is my sport. And
so if they suck, your life's just going to be terrible.
Yeah, pretty much. I follow soccer, but I wouldn't say I'm
really.
That's it. Yeah, it's Bengals,
and it's called football over there.
Yeah,
you gotta get it right.
Yeah, but I think that's important, and I think what I like about the NFL is every game matters.
Yes,
which is why it's so frustrating when you're throwing away games, because you look at other sports, you lose a game because you had an off day, you came out flat. Mm-hmm. It's okay, you'll make it up later in the season because generally the better teams rise to the top.
Generally.
Yeah. In the NFL, it matters.
It
Every single play matters. And like we were saying before, one play could affect the whole season or change the course of events. And
that's the crazy thing, Tom, is one play could change it back the other way for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it can. I mean, like I said, will it? I don't know. I'm hoping it does. But that's how crazy this season has been with the Bengals. They are so close. They're so close to being 5-2. So it's not even funny, but they're not.
No.
So and that's where we keep going back.
But then you look back to when we first got Joe Burrow. That was a really hard losing season. Next one, we go to the Super Bowl. So it shows how quickly you can turn it around.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't look like it's going to be this season, but if we hit on our draft picks, we hit on the free agency like we did that time.
Our draft picks have been awesome this year.
Yeah,
we've hit on our draft picks this year.
You need to, but you need to do that over a couple of years.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, some people like you're not. If you expect them to hit on every single draft pick every year, that's not going to happen. Nobody's going to do it. You just got to hit on more than you do, and that's why they say it's a draft. It's almost like gambling. You're all right. I'm going to take this guy. Yeah. Hopefully, he's going to be. But then that's
the problem, because the Bengals come out and say when it comes to the trade deadline, it's like, no, we don't want to make other teams better. We value.
Which he said that, but he said that at the combine, by the way.
Yeah. But also, it's kind of they go, we value our draft picks. It's got to be an incredible haul for the Bengals to even consider a trade. It's got to be one-sided in our favor before they'll even do it. But then you think, well, okay, you value these draft picks, so start hitting on your draft picks,
right?
But if you but then if you are bad at drafting, is it not better to have multiple draft picks and have more swings?
Well, that's why that too. But that's also why if you're bad at drafting, I said go get Max Crosby. Let's give it up to Joe Danneman, who's showed up in the house. What's going on, Joe? Come on down, man. Here you go. How are you, sir? Are you busy?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You?
Oh, just chilling, trying to do a podcast, trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with the Bengals.
Let me say this about the Bengals, and this is, I don't think this is a unique take. Certainly, I think any game the Bengals play the rest of the season, there's 9 left, given what they have, they can compete and they can win any game they play.
Yes.
But can this team, are they equipped to play that way consistently enough the next 9 games to make the playoffs? I don't think they are. I'm not going to put anything past Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, but I do think this team needs an offseason to fix what they are. We know the Cincinnati Bengals. They're not going to fix this midseason.
No, that we were just talking about. They're not going to make a trade. We'd like them to, but they're not going to.
You look at the start of the season. Every season we've come out flat. Well, arguably, off-season, you've fixed those problems. You should be hitting the ground running. This year or all years with the schedule we were given.
No question. There were ways the Bengals last year, the way last year worked, that they were going to win in the margins after last year. By finishing last and Joe being hurt, they were going to have an easier schedule.
Yeah.
Lou and Aruma wasn't going to go anywhere. They were going to have a higher draft pick. All of those things I thought would lead to this team having a better season. Now, the problem is the people they targeted in free agency haven't panned out.
No, yes.
They're going to have to be better at drafting. They're going to have to be better at what they target in free agency. They saw this coming. We all saw this coming, that when Joe was going to get paid, when they had to start saving to pay Jamar Chase, they were going to have to invest in rookie contracts on defense, and they haven't targeted the right players or developed the right players that they have drafted, but they've gone for it in the draft.
Yeah.
In 2022 and 2023, each of their first three picks were all defensive players.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't panned out outside of Cam Taylor-Britt, who
Right.
and DJ Turner, who
DJ
I think as well
Drago,
is a guy that continues to need to develop himself to the next level.
What?
But outside of that, first-round
But
pick
also
Miles
your-
Murphy hasn't panned out.
Your premium picks should be contributing straight away. If your window
be.
is now, we
I
haven't
mean,
got
this
time
year's
to.
picks are.
We haven't got time to draft and develop. We shouldn't be taking. We just start them. They should be starting caliber players that can contribute. And I don't think many of our picks in recent drafts have been of that mold. It's been more. Even you look at Mims. He's playing great. He wasn't in our plans to start week 3.
Right.
It was only through injury that he finds the starting lineup. We need contributors from day one who can contribute and make a difference. And when in previous drafts you had Jesse Bates, you had they started day one. They came in and they
were
made
also
noise.
higher draft picks in the first round than the Bengals have drafted in recent years, and that's part of the problem of being
Yeah,
successful
true.
is that you're drafting in the 20s and you're not drafting in the single digits, and
Right.
that makes a difference. Now, Amarius Mims was a teen; he was an 18 overall, and you're seeing a guy right now who can step in and play good football for A1. I think when you get towards the end of the first round, those guys start to feel like second-round picks. I mean, T. Higgins was a second-round pick, but basically
He was really a first
at
rounder.
the top. Yeah, he's
But
basically
you
at the
get,
top
you
of the
get
first.
first rounders that fall to the end of the first
Sure.
round, and you think, "Wow, how is this guy still there?"
Well-
and it's normally the Chiefs that go, "Oh, okay, I'll take him."
Yeah.
And then straight away they've got contributors.
That then
Why is
begs
that not
the
us?
other question then,
Yeah.
is it a development problem?
Right.
That
Yeah.
if you do target players in the draft, if you do target players in free agency you think fit you and they aren't producing, then maybe that is a development problem within the organization.
Or how
I think you
long
make
does
that
it
argument.
take? How long does it take to develop? Okay, they might not start year 1, or maybe year 2,
Mhm.
but at the moment we've got players that are just starting to turn the corner, and they're up for extensions. But we don't know where they're at. We don't know. Should we pick up their options? Should we not? We don't, because we don't know who they are because we haven't been starting them.
And then there's the big question of Jermaine Burton, right? Here's a
Yeah.
guy that's a third-round pick, and
First-round
next
talent.
year, right, he's got all the ability, and the Bengals have this big clouded question mark above their heads with T. Higgins, of what T. Higgins is going to do next year. I think everybody sitting here would be surprised if he's a Cincinnati Bengal next year.
I'll be shocked.
We'll be shocked. It'll be a huge
I
upset
hope he
if he
is,
is. Everybody here understands that
Yeah.
the Bengals would love to keep him. Cincinnati Bengals fans would love to keep him, but T wants to be paid like a number one, and maybe he deserves that. So the question is, to your question about how long it takes to know, Jermaine Burton was a third-round pick with higher-round talent,
Yep.
and they haven't given him the opportunity just yet to prove what he is or what he isn't
But-
on the field.
But you need an option for what life after T,
Mm-hmm.
because even this season T hasn't been healthy. So you need an option that can fill in straight away. Okay, this week T's not healthy. Great, you're up, and that way you know what you've got for next year. I don't think the Bengals necessarily have a plan yet because they don't know what we're doing with T next year.
Well, I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
T, he's going somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah,
And I think that's what Burton's for.
So
but,
what's his?
but to,
what happens for life
well,
after
to-
T?
Like Joe just said with Burton, and I think there's 2 plays that Burton did. He had the big big catch, and then to end the first half, he's going deep. Joe's throwing a back shoulder to him.
Right.
That I think is right there the problem.
That's
with
indicative
Burton.
to why he's
not playing.
Yeah,
Right.
and maybe that's just one play that we pull out and we say, okay,
But that's kind of what I've heard.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
That's definitely
Right.
was the issue of
'Cause
why he wasn't playing
in,
more.
in training camp he couldn't do the
Correct.
the slot. We
But,
tried.
but Joe has said, Zach has said this week, Jermaine has earned himself
Yes.
more time. And even if you go back and watch the game and look at the snaps Jermaine when he was on the field, I thought there was a lot of good there.
Yeah.
Even the first end of first half play notwithstanding, thought there was a lot of good there. I think you're going to see
or even
more
as a decoy.
of Jermaine. But yeah, but to your question about what's the plan after T, I think this team's going to have to invest a high draft pick or target a splash in free agency
But the
to
problem
get
is,
them another playmaker.
But the
on
problem
offense.
is, every time we do that, it's at the expense of having a premium pass rusher or someone that can become a premium pass rusher or
Well, that's where
a
they missed
defensive talent, and
they
that's
missed
where
on
we're
Miles
losing.
Murphy and
that's where-
JoJo Osai.
And that's where we're losing games, is because it's all well and good having a good offense, but when that offense stops on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, you then relying on your defense to get that ball back, and they're not.
That's why I say you can't blame the Bengals' plan. They
Right.
they
They
did
had a
the
plan.
right thing.
It
They
just
had
didn't
the
work.
plan. They targeted those positions and those needs in the draft. They just missed. And
But
when you
this
whiff,
keeps happening though.
I understand
you
that.
look at
so
Yeah, but
there's
you-
the
you-
question is who's the partly to
Yeah.
blame more?
Well-
All the fans that want to blame Zach Taylor.
no,
That's the low hanging
Yeah.
fruit, right? The
That's
head
the easy
coach.
one to blame.
The arrows need to go to the front office
Yeah.
for
Dude.
the whiffs in the draft
Yeah.
and the misses in free agency. That is the problem with this team. They just don't have the horses.
Yeah.
I don't think the blame should be as much on Zach as people want to
and
make
I
it.
agree. You look at back to when Whitworth was leaving. The plan was a solid one. We replaced him with a Boyhe and
The swinging gate.
I've forgotten his name.
Jake Fisher.
Yeah, Jake Fisher.
Yeah.
2 premium picks. The plan was a solid one. You still had 1 more year of Whitworth, train up the new guys. They'll fit in. Great. They didn't pan out. So this is a repeated problem. You have a solid plan, like you say. The plan is there, but the players aren't the right players. And is that a development problem? Is that a training problem?
Well, he just
or are
said
we
that's
or
a
are we
Duke-
picking the wrong players?
and to me, that's a Duke Tobin problem.
Right.
Of the guy who's in
sounds
charge of
like
doing
yeah.
this. So.
It's the evaluation of talent
Yes.
problem. That's
Which
been a
I'll
problem in
give
this
them credit. They
organization.
hit this year. I think so
Sure.
far.
And look, they hit on Joe Burrow and they hit on Jamar
Those
Chase.
are
Anybody
easy
can
to
do
do.
that, right?
Yeah,
You have the number 1 pick, you have
Right.
a top 5 pick. Anybody can get those two guys, and that's what the foundation is. So even if there is a retooling, and there has to be in this
Yeah.
offseason, right? This is a massive offseason for this organization coming up to get things right defensively. They saw the problems last year. We all knew it. Even Joe said, if I was healthy, we didn't have the team to
Right.
go back to a Super Bowl. He knew it. This team knew they had to make changes defensively, and they replaced the people they lost with people that just haven't played up to caliber at this
Yep.
point.
Exactly.
I mean, you look at like Gino Stone on the Ravens. Did we put too much stock onto the fact that he intercepted Joe Burrow and we thought, wow, that's impressive. We want some, but he had a lot of picks, and that's what we need on defense. But that's not happened since he's been
They
here.
need
So-
playmakers and game changers. Yeah.
But he was able to do that in the Ravens. Why has that not happened here? And all
Good
of a
question.
sudden, then that comes down to, is that coaching then? Because or system or
Oh,
scheme,
listen,
or
if you want to get a pie out here and
Yeah.
start slicing up
I was
the
just
blame,
gonna say,
and we're just
there's-
serving
there's-
pieces
there-
everywhere.
there's
right?
not.
Now
there's-
it's like Mike Brown. We got a pie here. We
Yeah,
got a pie
that's
here.
right.
We got a pie
That's right.
here.
Mike Brown's not going to pay for pies.
Right, exactly. Well, with that note, I know you got to get ready for the show. Who you
Yeah.
guys got on tonight?
Cam Taylor Britt and DJ Turner will be our guests tonight
Awesome.
here. And just confirmed today, we will be taping next week earlier
Okay.
because of the Thursday night game. Monday night will be Andre Yoshivas and Chase Brown.
Ooh.
So tonight, CTB and DJ Turner. Monday night, Yoshi and Chase Brown. And if you don't know the story of those two, they are like this.
Yeah.
Really?
They are best friends off
That's
the
cool.
field. They do everything together. So to get them on the show together is going to be a lot
So you
of
guys
fun.
will be here on Monday?
Monday night, 6
Okay.
o'clock. Yep.
I think I'll be. I think
Yeah,
I'll be
because
able to
in
hear.
Wednesday they'll be in Baltimore.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I got that. Well, Joe, thanks, buddy.
You got it.
I'll see you. We got cornhole going on here.
Are you going to ask me anything tonight?
Oh yeah, I'll ask you.
what do you
anything.
got?
I don't know. I got to think about it. Well, I got cut out again. I wasn't on the show this past week.
I'm
Yeah,
one for
for
one.
that-
I'm
So,
looking
yeah,
for
I don't know
somebody
what
else
your
to blame
problem is.
besides me.
Thanks, Jesse, man. All right, guys, that'll do it from here live at Newport. I almost said more on Lawgrass, but live from Newport. Tom, I appreciate it, man.
No problem,
Thanks
man.
for coming, and I'll see you
Pleasure.
next time you get in try not to eat too many wings.
I can't promise that.
All right, guys. Again, we're live down here at the Newport levee right before Bengals now. You guys can come on down here and enjoy the show. It's been a lot of fun. I'm Strawberry Ice. And as I always say, that's just sports, baby. If I can find the outro. Oh, too far? Yeah. I got to find the outro here. Why can't I find the outro? You know what? Screw it. I'll just end it. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Weekday nights, the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with Strawberry Ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry Ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's good light.